I don't know, but you're like dark screened and all that.
I think that's a Zoom issue, man.
Could be. Well, anyway, let's go ahead and.
Do you not seeing me?
No.
Huh, wonderful.
No, it's back. Give it to the quarterback. No, we got the running back.
Straight off the couch.
Here are the stories we're going to be chasing today.
Well, we're going to be chasing week 1 of the 2025 campaign. Before we get too far into this, though, let me bring in my broadcast partner, the gregarious and gangly and mysteriously not visible Adam Weidel. How are you today, buddy?
I can see you. Well, I can see your on-air sign. I'm doing good, buddy. I don't know what's going on with this call tonight. But,
there. Now you should be able to see me.
Oh no, I still can't see you. But what? Oh, there you are.
And you just popped up. So
okay, so it has to be an internet issue.
What a shock!
Oh, the web causing problems. Who knew?
Well, because of the time constraints, we're going to try and keep these shows short. So let's just hop right into it. Did you enjoy your first week of football?
I did so much. Football missed me too, it was so good.
Do you feel complete now, like a real whole human being now?
I do feel whole, like as a person again.
I'm very happy for you.
Yeah, I'm glad. I'm so glad that we had that experience. Let's kick it off. Thursday night football, the big game that started it all. Cowboys at Eagles. What did you think?
The Cowboys actually were really, really competitive for the first half of the game. They had no reason to perform the way they did in the first half. And the second half, they had that weather delay, and I don't think either team ever really got off the schneid from that weather delay. I think it screwed up their whole vibe.
Yeah, there was guys like they're looking for food and stuff. They were hungry, and there was.
And they just warmed up for the second half, and like 5 minutes later they had to do an hour weather delay, and that just kind of, I think it screwed up because there were no points scored after that.
Yeah, I didn't miss much then. I actually went to bed during the weather delay because it seemed like it was not going to end anytime soon, and I am an hour ahead of you, so there was that.
Yeah, final score was Dallas 20, Eagles 24. Neither team scored in the second half.
Yeah, so that one was an interesting game. It was a good kickoff, and now I'm getting a phone call. Okay, whatever.
Everything's going on at your end of the house.
Everything's going crazy. The internet's crazy. Whatever. So it was a good kickoff to kind of ease you into the football. But then Friday we got another primetime game, and this game I enjoyed.
You know, it was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. The next game we're talking about here, boys and girls, it was in Sao Paulo, Brazil, and it was the Chiefs at the Chargers. And I think it's safe to say that the Chiefs are not going to be the juggernaut they were last year.
Travis Kelce runs into Xavier Worthy at the beginning of the game and basically smokes that dude like he was out.
Yeah, it just took him completely out of the picture, man. Just destroyed him.
I heard Taylor was talking about how good he was at the beginning of the game, and
maybe that's
Travis
it.
said,
"Yeah,
no,
I can't have that. I can't have my lady talking about somebody else, so I better go take him out." Yeah.
But the rest of the game, Chargers are the team that we thought they were going to be. I said that their preseason was impressive with third and fourth line guys. They did not disappoint.
No, not at all. I thought it was a good game. Mahomes is another year older. Kelce basically said this is his last year. Jones is not the same Jones on the defensive side. And the Chiefs they're still going to be a really, 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 really good football team. And they're still going to be in the playoffs. And they still might be in the AFC championship game. Don't get me wrong. But I don't think they're the unbeatable, unstoppable juggernaut they were the last two seasons.
They're not going to be if they're last place in their division like they are now.
Well, it's week one.
Oh, did I just go there?
I guess you
Sorry.
did.
You know, like, so Friday night, I got really excited. I'm like, this is a great way to start the football season. The Cowboys lose and the Chiefs lose.
and remember last year, the Friday night game, if you didn't have Peacock, you couldn't see it. And we thought it was going to be something similar on YouTube. And then halfway through the Cowboys-Eagles games, there's an advertisement on my system going, tomorrow night, Chiefs Chargers free on YouTube. And I was like, woo, free.
Yeah,
free.
and we got our old buddy Rich doing the commentary too. So
yeah, and he did a really good job.
He always does a good job.
Yeah,
I think he's very underrated.
I do too. And Kurt Warner's not terrible.
No, Kurt's good. Kurt's good. I mean, it's better than listening to some of the commentating I heard this weekend. But let's move on. Was there anything notable in the early and late windows that you saw?
The early thing that I want to take note of, Steelers-Jets was a really good football game.
That was an amazing game. And they swapped quarterbacks from the year previous, too.
Seven lead changes, 5 touchdown passes thrown. That was a really good game, really competitive. I really enjoyed watching that game. The other one I had access to that was just a snooze fest was Commanders-Giants. So we won't even get into that one. But and then I think in the late window we should probably touch briefly on Lions-Packers because we talked about that briefly. And that was a really good football game as well.
That was a really good football game, and the Packers are for real. They look good.
And I hate that really hurts me to say that, dude. It really, really hurts me.
You know what? It's nothing personal.
After they've kicked up the Bears' ass for the last 18 seasons, it's starting to feel personal.
Okay. Fair enough. So the notable things that I picked up on this weekend, there was a couple games that were close. There were some that were far, kind of like Grover, near far.
Right.
The Colts kicked the living shit out of the Miami Dolphins with Daniel Jones.
Giants fans are looking around going, that wasn't the same guy that was on our team last year. That couldn't be the same guy.
Yeah. I guess they're going to call him Indiana Jones now.
Yeah, I heard he had a really good game. Yeah.
Yeah, he scored every play that he was on the field, and there's some stat on it. It's never happened apparently. So Daniel Jones breaks some weird quarterback record, which is just saying that in a complete sentence is really fucked up. But that's the one notable game. My other notables are the NFC West looks like trash.
Did you see Brock Purdy might not play for the next couple of weeks? He not only messed up his shoulder, he's got something else going on.
And George Kittle and
George Kittle's a hamstring, yeah.
Yeah, and CMC, we still don't know if he's good to go, even though he did play.
I hate to say it because I like him as a player, but he might be done. He just might be at that point in his career. And what happened with the Raiders and the Patriots? I didn't get to watch that.
I didn't see the game. I was out doing groceries, unfortunately, because Sundays are. The grocery took a little longer than expected, but I watched the highlights and they weren't highlights. Basically, at the end of that game, Raiders were up 20-10. And they kicked a field goal, I guess, to hope for an onside kick and recover it to try to score. I don't know. So it's 20-13 final score there. Pete Carroll led Raiders with Geno Smith at the helm. It's like a Seahawks homecoming.
Let's not forget, Geno was a number 1 former overall. So, I mean, he's not. I think the league does a lot of people disservice when they pick him number 1 overall. I mean, look at our boy Baker. I like Geno. I think Geno's a decent quarterback, and Baker had a rough game, I'll be honest, and then he became old Baker again for that final drive, and that was impressive. So, Baker, we still love you. Sprinkles are on us, buddy, if you're ever in the area. Yeah, Baker, man. Yeah, if you're ever in town, Adam and I'll take you out for DQ and Sprinkles. And tell you what, if you want peanuts, I'll even throw in for peanuts.
Yeah, geez, whipped cream, whatever you want, buddy.
Yeah.
But my big thing was the NFC West teams all look like hot garbage right now. I know they didn't all play divisional matches, but 49ers, Seahawks, Rams, not impressed, and Cardinals, not impressed. Sorry.
Well, Cardinals, a friend of mine was texting me, and she goes, the Cardinals are doing really well, but they're playing the Saints.
Yeah, and the Saints really don't have a quarterback. They have what? They have discount Patrick Mahomes, like Temu Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, yeah. It's easy to look okay against the Saints. I think my grandma, who's been dead for 10 years, could look okay against the Saints.
All right, so let's move on to the big game of the week, the Sunday nighter. Holy shit!
Oh my God, that felt like an AFC Championship game in Week 1 of the season.
Holy shit. 81 points on the board in a football game on opening week. My God.
And those are two of the more respectable defenses in the league, too. So those offenses were working hard.
It was like some two kids were just playing Madden on the Xbox, I swear. Some of those runs were just ridiculous, like Cook going for 52. Henry had a huge run at one point. Just insane, that game. And Ravens, amazing. They were just destroying the Bills. And the Bills make this miraculous comeback. It's like the Ravens took their foot off the gas after the third quarter and just let the Bills back into the game.
Did you see the live tracker that shows percentage of win get bets, so you can live bet on the outcome during the game? At one point in time, the Bills' odds of winning were 1.1%.
I think it was even less than that at one point.
And that was like with 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter, it was 1.1%. And I mean, you just can't count Josh out at all. But the Ravens, that last drive they had, I think Lamar got hurt.
Well, Derrick Henry dropped the ball, and that's what created that.
That's what let the Bills back in the game. But that very last play, if you go back and look at the replay, Lamar he threw, and a defender hit him really hard in the ribs as his arm was up in the air, and he started walking toward the sideline. I think had he been 100%, they might have gone for it instead of punting, which let the Bills get the win.
So that was probably my favorite game of the week. That was the one that we were looking forward to as well. So
that was a really, really, really good football game. That was like a week 10 game.
That was worth the price of admission. And I'm laughing at Bills fans. I'm sorry if you're a Bills fan, guys, but like, you guys got to clean up your Bills mafia, like throwing shit at the players and throwing doing the WNBA, throwing dildos in the end zone and shit like that. And
okay.
Throwing water bottles and come on.
Back to your comment about the WNBA and the dildos. If you're going to do that, and I want this to be equal, I want you to throw flashlights out on the floor for the NBA games.
We want some pocket pussies out there.
Yeah,
come on.
Yeah, if you're going to do it both ways. Exactly. And that brings us to our Monday night game, Vikings at Bears.
Yeah, we're all about equal rights on Straight Off the Couch, by the way. So
absolutely. Vikings at Bears. This did not turn out the way I wanted it to.
No, and you know what? I was kind of snoozing on this game. I felt that the pace was really slow, especially in the first half. Now, I know Caleb Williams came out and did like something a Bears quarterback hasn't done since like 1978 or something like that.
He was 10 for 10, yeah.
Yeah. On, opening game of the season. So he did something that a Bears quarterback hasn't done in 47 years. And they're honoring the 85 Bears. I think that's what the M was on the uniform.
No. That M is for Virginia Hallis McCaskey, the owner of the team who had passed away during the offseason. So you will see that all season long. And this season, the Bears are only going to wear the traditional uniforms in honor of Virginia. And next year, we're going to get in some alternative stuff. But this year, they're not going to do any color flash or whiteout or blackout or anything. Nothing like that's going to happen this year.
Interesting.
Because she was a very traditional. I mean, she was 99 years old, so she liked the traditional platforms.
So the Bears own this game. The Bears, they own this game in the first half. They owned it for the third quarter. I'm going to say again, another one of those first three quarters. They were the Ravens.
Well, what happened is there was the defensive pick six, and after that kind of got the Vikings a little riled up, I think. And between the Vikings getting a little riled up and the Bears just getting a little tired, because they were vicious in the first three quarters, and that last quarter they were just out of gas.
Yeah, and JJ McCarthy did not look good, but then he had a Tom Brady moment where he was just sitting on the bench with his hands holding his head, and then all of a sudden he came to life.
Yeah, and the Bears in the fourth quarter just fell apart. I mean, special teams didn't perform well. Offense couldn't get anything done. Defense couldn't get anything done until just before the 2-minute drill when the Bears scored that one last touchdown.
Yeah. Overall, I didn't enjoy the pace of the game.
I didn't either.
It was exactly what I've been saying. It's like it felt like a preseason game.
Well, when I saw Cairo Santos miss that field goal, it was late third, early fourth. I said to myself, self, because that's what I call myself, self.
And you knew it was you because you were wearing your underwear.
Right. And I said, self, that's going to be the outcome. The difference in the outcome of this game will be that 3 points.
Yeah, you were correct. And then it would have went, if that was the case, it would have went to overtime. I would have been in bed because that game went late for me. It was almost, it was 11:45 by the time the game ended.
No, I stood up for the whole thing because I'm a glutton for punishment. And
I watched it.
Let me get off on a little bit of a tangent here. As a Bears fan, this feels like a lot of first games for new coaches I've dealt with since roughly the 90s, and I'm getting fucking tired of it.
So I had a huge revelation where I was looking at the games from the weekend, all of them, and the defenses are on point and the offenses have a long way to go.
The defenses usually are the better of the two units because they I think it's because they've overthought the plumbing a little bit on the offensive side of the balls. They're so complex and there's so many moving parts and it takes so long to get in rhythm with them. And the defenses, I don't want to say they're simple, but the coverages, as they call, are pretty much, a lot of teams use the same coverages. It's just different verbiage. So they all know their place now. They can trade and be pretty much up to speed within a week or two.
Yeah, what is the old adage? Same car, different license plate?
Basically, yeah.
Right? So, let's have a look at our stats. So we called... We're 3-1 each because we called the exact same games.
Right.
It's the Bears fucked us both this week.
Fucking Bears.
Yeah. So
God, it hurts. my heart hurts, Adam.
The Bears
hold me.
The Bears fucked us both this week. Let's look into the future.
All right, we got week 2.
Do you have like a crystal ball sound effect or something? You got to get one of those. We're looking into the future.
I'll have to get one of those. Like the
something like a little Wayne's World something.
So Thursday night, the Thursday night game, which is going to be on Amazon Prime, we have the Washington Commanders flying halfway across the country to beautiful Green Bay, Wisconsin, Titletown, USA. How do you see this one going, buddy?
So this is really interesting. Now I know that the Commanders played the Giants on the weekend, but it kind of worked. I think these are the two powerhouses in this division, just judging by how the games went on the weekend.
Yeah, because the Commanders looked pretty good, but then again,
the Commanders look good, but they did play the Giants.
You're playing the Giants, and they didn't score any offensive touchdowns.
But I'm going to say the Packers played well, and
the Packers that Packers defense.
But the Lions didn't look good at all.
They didn't. And how much of that is new offensive coordinator, and how much of that is the Packers just manhandled them?
It's kind of funny that you say, like, oh, new offensive coordinator. Did you know that last year's Lions offensive, defensive coordinator, and the head coach all are head coaches now, and they all lost their week 1 games?
Maybe, are you thinking maybe just the three of them together are the holy trinity? And
I think they were pretty tight, and then there's a lot of learning to do. Now, it is week 1, so preseason kind of vibes still, right? But,
right.
Commanders and Packers seem to have both their heads together. Like they're kind of continuing on. Debo looked really good for the Commanders. Not that they really had to showboat anything against the Giants. The Giants have a lot to prove. Packers, Micah Parsons looks not hurt.
And backing up to the Commanders Giants, I wouldn't be surprised if Brian Daboll's out of work by Thanksgiving. But anyway, back to what we're talking about. So
how do we pick this? I don't know. They are going into the Packers' hometown. Getting to stay at home for the first 2 weeks has got to be an advantage.
I think I'm gonna, and it pains me to say this, but I think I'm gonna go Green Bay on this one, just because the last time I saw them look this complete a team was the first year they had Reggie White, and Brett Favre went on to win a Super Bowl that year.
So I'm taking them as well, and I want to be wrong.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to pick that one.
You're going into Lambeau. If you just look at the stats over the last 50 years, I don't think they've lost too many games.
No, Lambeau is a great home field advantage for them, and it's really hard to go in there and win. The Bears won last year to close out the season in Lambeau, but it's not an easy task for any team to go into Lambeau and take care of business, because it's probably the league's best home field advantage.
This moves us into the Sunday nighter. We're going to go with primetime games first before we look at any of the Sunday early and late window stuff because of timing. But we've got the Falcons going into Minnesota.
Yeah, and Christ, I don't think the Falcons are going to be real happy up there in the Land of Lakes.
Just for geographical reasons, Minnesota is farther north than I am.
Well, Adam, if it means anything to you, I always thought you were higher than all of them.
Just on life, buddy. I'm taking the Vikings here. I don't see the Falcons doing shit.
I don't either. Michael Penix, he's struggling a little bit. That their kicking game it looks abysmal. I'm going to go with the Vikings as well. And that brings us to Monday night. There's two of them Monday night.
Double header.
So the first one that starts at 6 p.m. my time, 7 your time, Buccaneers at Texans.
Yeah, tough one to call here. Godwin's still injured on the Bucs. Once they get him back, I think they're a complete team. But that rookie they got, and Baker still, Baker had to shake some rust off, but he looked like old Baker on that final drive. CJ Stroud's looking really good for the Texans, but I don't really feel like they're a complete team right now.
I think they lost too many pieces, not last year, season before last, and I'm going to keep rolling with Baker. I think
I'm rolling with the Bucs as well, and that brings us to the later window Monday night game where we've got a divisional game, Chargers at Las Vegas Raiders.
Jim Harbaugh's got Chargers hitting pretty well. They closed out the season really strong last year, and they opened up this one pretty well, beating the Chiefs. But this one, well, they were on the road. They were on the road sort of last week. They were considered the home team, but they flew all the way down to Brazil. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if there's a little jet lag, but I can't pick against the Chargers at this point in time. I'm going to take Chargers.
So we are on the same page again this week.
And there's only one. There's only one thing I can see that the Raiders have going for them, and that could be that the Chargers are tired from the plane trip, but I kind of doubt it.
And I mean, it's LA to Vegas, man. It's not that far.
No, you can drive it in a convertible in 3 hours.
So yeah, I don't know. Justin Herbert's playing pretty good ball. His legs look amazing. Like he can run, and I mean he's a big guy. He's like 6'5", 6'6".
And his legs not only look amazing. He was really good with his timing last week. A lot of sharp drops, and hit that back foot and let go of the ball right away stuff. So
yeah, and I mean the rest of the team made some pivotal mistakes, and I think they're going to have that all cleaned up. I didn't see anything special from the Raiders in the highlight reel.
No.
So I'm saying Chargers. So we're on the same page again. For the only one that I may have chosen different was Commanders Packers. I was really on the fence with that one. I think that one can be a coin flip, but it's still too early to figure that one out.
And as I look through the other slate of games, the only one that really is catching my attention is the late window Sunday afternoon, and that was Eagles at Chiefs.
America's game of the week?
Yeah, and that's a repeat of the Super Bowl, and the Chiefs are going to get revenge. Well, no, you're not going to get revenge. You lost the fucking Super Bowl, but yeah, you might want.
Yeah, you don't get a consolation Lombardi trophy for beating them regular season. We've got some interesting things happening. So we do have some divisional matchups. We got Cleveland going into Baltimore, and we have the Giants going to Dallas, which is interesting to me. Our first AFC East matchups.
I think that
as well.
I think that Giants Dallas game might be a race to the bottom.
Who can be worse? We both have AFC East are both in divisional this week. So New England visits Miami, Buffalo visits the Jets. Denver in Indianapolis is an interesting late window game to me, considering how they both play. Denver's defense is dialed in, and Indianapolis seems to have the only offense in the league besides the Ravens and Bills that can put multiple points on the board.
Well, it's week 2, so I'm not going to get too excited. But yeah,
it's still early.
Daniel Jones looked. I mean, there were probably Giants fans scratching their heads, going, "What the fuck happened last year?"
And then, of course, we've got Chicago visiting Detroit for another divisional matchup. Other than that, there's not a lot of divisional things going on. It's kind of like a hit and miss week of weird, like San Francisco visiting New Orleans and Carolina visiting Arizona.
This is kind of a good week for the Bears to play the Lions, though. I'm hoping. The Lions are going to be a little upset. They're still a little discombobulated, and I'm hoping the Bears come out mad and fix things rather than what probably is going to happen, which is they're going to shit the bed.
Lions and Bears. Oh my.
Yeah. Well, is there anything else you want to talk about, buddy? Because let me look at the time here, but I think we rocked through that pretty quickly, pretty efficiently.
The only thing I want to talk about that we've missed, because I wanted to get through the games, is like, what an opening night. I mean, we had an ejection before the ball was even snapped. We're calling this one Saliva Gate. Who spit first?
Why is anybody surprised? Philadelphia threw batteries at Santa Claus, for crying out loud.
I know.
We're at 26 minutes, by the way. We did a really good job. We
smashed that one.
We rifled right through that one.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Well, if we can back up for just a little bit, though.
Certainly.
The Monday Nighter last night, Caleb Williams, I know he can go out there and be Superman. I know he can close out games in those 2 minutes and be the hero and put on the big red cape. I need to see him play more on schedule. If they call a 3-foot drop, hit that back foot and throw. They call a 5-foot drop, hit that back foot and throw. And he had pretty good coverage or pass protection for the most part last night until the fourth quarter when Minnesota started bringing 5 and 6.
Yeah, and you hitting on that made me think about my other gripe of the week, and it's always going to be my gripe is the commentators, man.
Oh, geez. Pre-game last night, they interviewed number 9 of the Chicago Football Bears, Jim McMahon. Back in the 80s, we called him the punky QB because he looked like a punk rocker. And they come away from the interview, and Scott Van Pelt calls him the spunky QB, which I thought, has Mac started an OnlyFans that I'm not aware of?
Yeah, he's spunking everywhere.
Yeah, spunking everywhere. And then, as you pointed out during the game, there was the interception, and Troy Aikman made it sound like it was the offensive line's fault.
Yeah, he was like, well, JJ let the clock wind down, so, the defense got the jump because they knew the play clock was going to... It was like, what's the excuse? That's part of the game, man. Like...
Both teams are playing the same rules.
Yeah, it's the same rules. Like, he dismissed it like it was just like, well, that's not JJ's fault. Well, it was, because that's clock management. It is his fucking fault, or it's the coach's fault, or it's somebody's fault. But the Bears did not make them use every second on the play clock.
Right, and
they took advantage of it.
And why not give that practice squad guy who was filling in for 3 missing people in the backfield, why not give him a little credit?
Yeah. Then we've got Chris Collinsworth on Sunday night's game. Josh Allen throws a little side pass to Cook. Cook runs for 52 yards, and Chris Collinsworth oh man, that was all Josh Allen right there. I was like, what?
I didn't see Josh with the ball after he handed it off.
Yeah,
Am I missing something?
It was a little screen pass.
Was it
like, oh, it was all Josh Allen right there. Cook just ran for 52 yards.
What was he? Was he playing fullback? Maybe was he out blocking? Did I?
And then what was my last one? Oh yeah, Romo calling Jordan Love Jared Love.
I think Romo's had one too many hits with the snake, is what I think.
Well, they were playing the Lions, and Jared Goff was the other quarterback. So I'll give him a pass.
Well, Adam, where can the boys and girls get a hold of you at?
They can find me at Adam Off the Couch on Instagram or the X.
And you can get a hold of me on the X at TREMUP. That's at TREMUP. And on the gram, tear 'em up, Terry. Anything else, buddy?
Oh, no. I think I'm just looking forward to another week of football. And I'm actually looking forward to getting a good night's sleep tonight because those last 2 nights make 6:30 in the morning pretty hard.
Little harsh. So for my broadcast partner, the gangly and gregarious Adam Whitehall.
Yeah, we got to fix that one.
Don't leave things unsaid, boys and girls. Check on those you love. Until next week, bye-bye.